Hi, how are you today?
Good, thanks.
My receptionist passed on some of your details, and I just wanted to check with you if they're all fine.
Yeah.
So you're Mrs. Green. Would you prefer to be called Mrs. Green, or do you have a first name that you prefer?
Maddie's fine.
Maddie?
Only my mum calls me Madeline. Yeah.
No worries. My sister's called Maddie. That's funny. Um, Maddie, why have you come to see me today?
Well, I just wanted to get some advice on the best way to go about changing my mother's will.
Okay. Have you ever been to see a solicitor or a lawyer before?
No.
Okay, I'm just briefly going to explain what the purpose of today's visit will be then. So, just so you wanted to wonder about options for helping your mum out. So basically today will just be an information gathering session. I'll just ask you to tell me what's going on, and then we'll just talk through what's happened. I'll take some notes, and we'll use that as the basis for like our future interactions. On that, I'll also be explaining what my role is as a lawyer, as well as the fact that we have client privilege confidentiality, so client-lawyer confidentiality, that is. Basically, that means that everything that we say remains confidential, so I can't tell it to anyone else. There are a few exceptions. I can only say it to other people if you tell me that's okay, or if I'm legally compelled to, but I don't imagine that will come up in this instance. So, Maddie, in your own words, could you tell me why you've come here today?
Well, my mother recently has been having some health issues.
Yeah.
Primarily, her mind is not what it used to be, and she's having a lot of issues around that with misunderstanding people's intentions and accusing people of things and misremembering or imagining things, and it's making it quite difficult for everyone at the moment.
Yeah. What kind of difficulties has she been having?
Well, she's been sort of imagining people or situations, and she seems to think that people are coming into the home and stealing food and rearranging belongings and things like that, which isn't, it's not the case. But that's what she feels is happening. And
Yeah. Are you worried about her ability to make decisions, or so you said you were worried about her state of mind. So, what do you think would be her interests in this situation?
I mean, we've talked about it before. Like, so her current will stands at there's for all us kids that it gets split between us in the instance that she, passes on or whatnot.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm the only child doing any work or any helping, arranging any services or doing anything for her, and I live with her actually.
Yeah.
So I'm there all the time.
Yeah. So, do you think that she appreciates your help?
I think she knows that I am the best chance of her staying in her own home and whatnot.
Yeah. So you said you had other siblings. How many siblings do you have?
Just one.
Just one, yeah. So you said that you're the only child who's really doing anything. Do you feel like your sibling isn't involved enough in your mother's life?
Well, they don't really do anything. I mean, when they say they help when they can, but that's not, that's not enough.
Yeah.
A lot of the pressure's on me to do everything and help her and, get up during the night and, all those things that, because they're not there, they don't do.
Yeah. Okay. So your mother was considering perhaps changing the will. What provisions was she looking to make?
Well, she was wanting to change it from being an equal share to just it all being for me.
How do you feel about those changes?
I think it's fair based on how much I've had to give up over the past, however long it's been since she's been having these sort of problems. Like, it's affecting um, my work life and my personal life, and I think that if it was, I wouldn't have as much pressure on me if I had help from the others, which I don't. So I think it's fair, and I don't think it would be fair for them to get an equal share when they haven't done an equal amount of helping with her in this, situation.
Yeah. So on that, do you think that, so just to rephrase, essentially your mother is suffering some difficulties which have required you to put in extra work and extra care, and your mother thinks that the best way to reward you for your hard work is to move the allotment of the house into your name in the provisions of her will.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries. So you said that you had to give up a lot of stuff in your personal life as well as your working life. Can you describe some of those changes for me?
Just not being able to go out all the time, making sure that she's got what she needs, or I've made appropriate arrangements for her care if I'm not going to be there, which isn't, I either have to pay someone because, I don't get help from the family, or I don't go. And if I can't find someone, or if it's short notice and, I can't just drop what I'm doing and go because I need to make sure that she's taken care of.
Yeah. So your other sibling, do they live locally or are they?
Yes.
Yep. So they live locally. Do you think that they could? So
they could definitely help.
Definitely help more. Okay.
It's not like I wouldn't be. If they were in a position where they couldn't help more, would be different. But choosing not to help is definitely not okay.
Understood. Because this is sort of an issue with a will, generally we would consider your mother's interests and her ability to make decisions as well. Is there any specific reason why you've come in today to talk to us instead of your mother?
Well, she asked me to do it for her, so I was happy to.
Yeah. No worries. Are there any other particular elements that you may, any other particular responsibilities you've had to take on in order to make sure that your mother is looked after? Like, are there any other care arrangements that you've looked into?
Well, I have looked into the nursing home scenario, but I think at this point in time we don't know if it's like an option with finances and whatnot. Yeah.
Do you feel that your mother is worried about her state at the present?
I don't know if she's worried. Like, she's aware that sometimes things that she thinks aren't quite right, but I don't think it's. I don't know. I don't really think it's concerning her. She's more concerned, like she can see that I'm struggling to do everything and I'm not getting any help from anyone.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for giving me all this information. It's really helpful. Is there anything else that you'd really like to add?
Not really. She's asked me, to make these changes, and again, as I've said, I've been there throughout, everything that's been going on, and she counts on me as, as a support person as well, like not just for the physical issues, but like
as a sole provider.
And an emotional support, and she feels like we have a strong connection now, and she wants, to make sure that I'm looked after as I've looked after her,
Well, thank you very much, Maddie. This is going to be really important as the basis for our future interactions. Are you planning on moving forward with these changes?
Yeah, well, that's definitely what she's expressed as her wishes. So, yeah, just going off that, definitely want to be, pursuing this more.
Yeah. Okay. So, with all this information, before we finish up, is there anything else that is of importance to to this particular matter?
I don't think so. I mean, if I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But
No worries.
pretty sure that's it as far as it goes.
So the details that you left with my receptionist, are they the best way to contact you going into the future?
Yeah. So I'm best on the mobile.
Yeah, best on mobile. No worries. Well, thank you very much, Maddie. It's been lovely meeting you, and I will be sure to look into these matters. And then I will get back to you with my legal advice.
All right, no worries. Well, thanks for meeting
Thank
me.
you very much.
I'll be in touch.